Good evening. Quarterfinal game between the District 9 champion Port Allegany Gators and the District 10 champion Wilmington Greyhounds. I'm Jeremy Morey. I'm joined here in the press box with Carrie Hauver, Dave Bartlett, and Jason Okerlund. On cameras tonight we have Dan Funk, Daniel Morey, and Jason Stake. Coming into this game, the Greyhounds 9-2 on the year, 7th in Pennsylvania Class 1A. They've scored 328 points on the year, averaging 30 a game. They've given up 172 points, average of 16 a game. They won the District 10 championship last week, 26-21 over Greenville. Their two losses on the year came to Hubbard out of Ohio, a AAA school, 39-7, and lost to AA Farrell, 38-0. Not a lot of stats to be found on the Greyhounds, but some names that we need to watch tonight. Chase Mitchelltree, their leading rusher, 906 yards on the ground and 14 touchdowns. Jamie Miller will join him in the backfield, 811 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns. Michael Mistretta, he has 10 yards a carry average and 5 touchdowns. And Cale Kettering, 9 yards a carry, 5 touchdowns. The Hounds do not throw the ball much. They're like the Gators, kind of a ground and pound team. Their quarterback, Wesley Vasgall, has only completed 23 passes on the year, 10 of those which went for touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, the Hounds very stingy, giving up only 880 yards rushing on the year. That's 80 a game. Another little interesting stat here about the Hounds. They lost the 2019 state championship to Southern Columbia, a powerhouse out of the eastern half of the state. So that's it on the Greyhounds. So I'll turn it over here. Carrie, good to be with you as always.
Yeah, good to be with you. So just to recap the season for Port Allegany. Port Allegany comes in 12-0 on the season. District 9 champions. They won last week 62-28 over Red Bank Valley. They've scored 642 points so far. They average 53.5 points a game. They've given up 222 points on the season, which is an average of 18.5 a game. In last week's District 9 championship, Aiden Bliss, 28 carries, 295 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Also had 6 two-point conversions and actually threw a two-point conversion as well. Tristan Kaiser had 11 carries, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But unfortunately, Tristan Kaiser had a big injury. He made a cut on the turf up at Parkway Field in Bradford and injured his knee. So he's going to be out tonight. Callan Vayu is going to step in. Last week he had 3 carries, 23 yards, and 1 touchdown. Just to kind of recap, Bliss and Kaiser, we've called them the two-headed monster all year long. Just to kind of recap their season stats, Aiden Bliss comes in with 229 carries, 2,596 yards, 45 rushing touchdowns, and a total of 49 touchdowns on the season. He's averaging 206. Also has 24 carries, 292 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Nick Wilfong, 17 carries, 155 yards, and 1 touchdown, 9 receptions, 203 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Brendan Philhart will be the quarterback tonight. He comes in very efficient, 42 for 55 on the year, 698 yards, 9 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions, and also has a rushing touchdown. So to talk about the Gators defensively, they come in with 26 total interceptions. Nick Wilfong leads the team with 6, Aiden Bliss with 4, Callan Vayu with 3, Jared Funk with 3, Tristan Kaiser with 3, Liam Hauver with 2, Julian Capel with 2, Chase Boyd with 1, Bradley Stilson with 1, and Kelvin Burgess with 1. They also have 30 team sacks. Carson Neely has 7, Yuso Young with 6, Tristan Kaiser with 5, Isaac Postawait with 2, Nick Wilfong with 2, Jacob Causer with 2, Julian Capel with 1, Ethan Tarbox with 1, Gavin Moses with 1, Aiden Bliss with 1, and Big Gavin McCurvey with 1. So I'll kick it back to you, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks, Carrie. As we talked about Aiden Bliss, in his phenomenal season this year, he's rushed for 2,596 yards. As you'll see on the screen, kind of the Bliss train is dubbed by our own Carrie Hauver. They're all chasing, him and Brady Collins out of Clearfield. He'll play tomorrow against Thomas Jefferson. Brady and Aiden are chasing down the District 9 single-season rushing record. Austin Newcomb from Clarion Limestone set that record back in 2018 with 2,627 yards. Aiden Bliss only needs 31 yards tonight to set the D9 record. And obviously we'll have to pay attention to how Brady does tomorrow against Thomas Jefferson, a perennial power. You see them in state championship games all the time, but we'll wish the Bisons the best of luck. So something to watch tonight. History could be made. Aiden only needs, like I said, 31 rushing yards, and he sets the District 9 single-season rushing record. So I think we're about 23 minutes or so away from kickoff. The Gators are wrapping it up and heading into the locker room. Wilmington has already vacated the field. It is a rainy, cold night down here in DuBois. The snow has been cleared off the field, so it should not play a factor, but obviously with the wet weather, holding onto the football will come into play. So we'll see, and we'll take a break here, and we'll join you just before kickoff.
How you doing?
Let me know, Dave. Yeah.
You need the umbrella right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Du Bois Area School District and the District 9 Football Committee, we welcome you to Du Bois at E.J. Mansell Stadium for tonight's PIAA Single A quarterfinal playoff game between the Port Allegany Gators and the Wilmington Greyhounds. Port Allegany will be the home team on the scoreboard tonight, and the winner of tonight's game will advance to the PIAA semifinals next weekend at a site and time to be determined. They will face the winner of the Whitfield Championship game, District 7. That game will be Fort Cherry taking on Clarendon. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's contest, we ask that all spectators consider the time and effort each of these participants have put forth to represent his school. The purpose of this activity is to provide positive learning experiences and opportunities for personal growth for the participants, cheerleaders, officials, and spectators. All are expected to assist in the promotion and achievement of good sportsmanship ideals by taking personal responsibility for their behavior. Remember, sportsmanship, the only missing piece is you. At this time, we ask that you please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem being performed tonight by the Port Allegany High School Marching Band.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are coming to you live from E.J. Mansell Stadium in DuBois for tonight's Class A quarterfinal between the Wilmington Greyhounds and our Port Allegany Gators. Rain coming down still, expected to clear off here about 45 minutes or so. We talked a little bit pregame, Carrie, about controlling the ball, making sure you're not losing it, putting it on the ground. Obviously, that could be a major point in this game is the turnover battle.
Yeah, you and I were talking pregame. At the end of the first quarter, I'm going to talk about the 2012 game where Port Allegany played Sharpsville, and spoiler alert, they came back and they beat Sharpsville in the final moments. And one of the things that I noticed in that game, there were 2 turnovers by Sharpsville, and Port Allegany had 2 big fourth down stops. Whoever wins the turnover battle and some of those key plays, that's what it comes down to win a game like this.
Mm-hmm. So tonight in the booth, it is me, Jeremy Morey. I have Carrie Hoffer to my right, and our technical director and producers, Dave Bartlett and Jason Okerlund on cameras. Dan Funk, Daniel Morey, and Jason Stake is down on the field. Tonight we have the District 10 champion, Wilmington Greyhounds, coming off their win against Greenville last week, 26-21, against the Gators, District 9 champions, beating Red Bank last week in Bradford, 62-28. And the wind blowing fairly decently across the field, coming across the top of the press box here. So it should be a great game, Carrie. Both these teams ground and pound. They don't like to air it out. Like we said in the pregame, Wilmington's quarterback, Wesley Voss-Gall, has only completed 23 passes all year, 10 of which have gone for a touchdown. Kind of playing it's a force versus force, who's gonna break down first kind of game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, from a Port Allegany perspective. We've seen they started out the season with a 4-man defensive front, switched to a 3-man front, going against like Braylon Wagner in Red Bank Valley and some of the pass-heavy offenses. I think we're probably going to see a 5-man front, maybe even a 6-man front. It's going to look very old school, just slugfest, and I think it's going to be a great game. Can't wait to watch this thing. So I'll squeeze in a couple shout-outs here. We don't want to get behind. We love our viewers, and thank you for tuning in. Just wanted to send a shout-out to Matt Bailey, Felicia, Tucker, and Tripp out in Cody, Wyoming. Matt is the uncle of Kellen Vayu, so we're happy he's able to tune in. Just wanted to send a shout-out to Lori Chase. I've mentioned that Google Doc, that the Lori Chase files, we call it. She put some updates in there, so we're going to have some cool stuff from that. So thank you to Lori for all the information you've provided throughout the year. We're going to talk about Pat Krantz probably a couple times, but just very happy for all the efforts that he does for our community. And then lastly, I want to send a shout out to Chad Bernard. He's a 2011 PAHS grad, DuBois resident, watching with his wife Katie, son Grant, age 2, and his newborn baby Mac, who's 5 days old.
Wow! Well, congratulations, Chad. So the Gators have won the toss and will receive. Oh, Wilmington they won the toss. They deferred, so Port Allegany will receive the opening kickoff. A couple more shout-outs here as we wait for the Hounds to take the field. Mike and Sherry Nasto watching back in Port. Frank Schweitzer. Dawn and Tim McNeil always tuned in. Dan and Judy Campbell. Also my Aunt Cindy watching out in Algonquin, Illinois, and my Aunt Lindy in Bradford, Pennsylvania.
Well, since I have a little bit of time here, my brother, Kyle Hoffer, my sister-in-law, Amanda Hoffer, and my nieces, Zoe and Olivia Hoffer, watching from Blandon, Pennsylvania. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Deborah Wright, Lisa Ferraro, watching her brother, Chad, and the Gator team, and Heather Albany and Jeff and Austin all watching. Appreciate you all tuning in.
Very nice. So we have Ryder Turvo, number 34, to kick it off for Wilmington. Back deep for the Gators is Vayu and Bliss. And we are underway, a low squib kick. It'll be taken by Vayu at about the 22-yard line. Out across the 25 to the 30. And gets out across the 35-yard line. That's where the Gator offense will take over. 1st and 10 at the 35.
Yeah, happy to see Vayu back there. Was Bliss back there as well?
Yes, yep.
I know last week they, were worried about the onside kick, and they put Bliss and Vayu up front. But I think you got to put your weapons back there and put the ball in their hands. So.
Yeah, so a squib kick. Wasn't sure if that was supposed to be the case from Turvo or not, but Good field position here for the Gators to start this quarterfinal matchup. Again, the rain still coming down, should clear off here in about 45 minutes or so. So we'll have Wilfong here near side, Bliss in the backfield with Philhart out of the shotgun. It will be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to go far side, out across the 35. Met by a couple of defenders there, led the way by number 4, Cale Kettering for the Hounds. Picks up about 3. So it'll be 2nd and 7 now for Port.
So Port Allegany, I would say, typically has had a lot of success running to the left side, running behind Yuso Young and Carson Neely, but they elect to go to the right-hand side. I think, good choice there. Pick up a couple yards on first down.
So we have Funk now near side, Wilfong high side. It'll be Philhart out of the shotgun with Vayu behind him. High snap, handoff to Vayu, right up the middle, out across the 45 to the 50. Makes a man miss. 45-40, taken down finally by number 83, Evan Richardson. A huge pickup from Kellen Vayu to move the chains for the Gators.
I have a big smile on my face. You and I were talking pregame. I said, I think Vayu's going to have a really good game today. I've mentioned he would be a starter on most of probably every team in the league, in the district. He's just very talented, and he's going to get to show it today.
Big pickup there from Vayu. He's in the backfield now, joined with Bliss. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Gators now in Hound territory. There's the snap. It'll be handoff to Vayu again. Up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Still going. Out across the 30. And down at the 30. So a good pickup. Gain of about 9 from Vayu. Brings up a 2nd and 1. Yeah, so Kellen doing a good job here in his first 2 runs. Filling in, obviously, for the injured Tristan Kaiser, who went down, unfortunately, last week in that District 9 title game against Red Bank.
Yeah, it looks like Wilmington's going with a 4-man front here, 3 linebackers. Looks like they're trading defensive ends here. We'll have to watch that and see if there's a strategy to that.
So Philhart looking to throw. He will throw. He's got Wilfong. It's a little short. Oh, it's a contested ball. Met there by number 17, Freddie Zeitner for the Hounds. A little underthrown, but good offensive defense there from Wilfong.
Yeah, I like the shot there. 2nd and short. This is 4-down territory. You've got Bliss. You've got Vayu in the backfield. You figure, you can probably get a yard on 2 carries.
Right.
So I like the chance.
So we'll see now Philhart under center, I formation. Bliss ahead of Vayu. It'll be handoff to Bliss. He's right up the middle, out across the 25, forcing his way out across the 20 down to about, they're going to rule him down at the 21. He got out to about the 19, but regardless, they'll move the chains. 1st and 10, Port Allegany. The ball will be placed on the 21-yard line. Philhart joined with Vayu and Bliss. It will be a handoff to Bliss. He's coming our side, waiting, picking his way up through, out across the 10, dragging players. He's still moving down near the goal line. He looks like he's down at about the 2. Great run there from Bliss, just dragging Wilmington players along.
Yeah, I know we made a joke a couple weeks ago that I think all I ever say is wow. I don't know if that's, as a color commentator, I probably need a couple more things to say, but we just shrug our shoulders, and it's like, that's just a typical Aiden Bliss run there.
Yeah, it never gets old. It shocks you every single time. So the Gators out of the I formation again. It'll be a handoff to Bliss up the middle, forces way, touchdown Gators! Aiden Bliss in for the first score of the game. The Gators on top of the Hounds now 6-0 with 8:57 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's exactly how Port Allegany wants to start out, and we'll see what they do here if they go for 1, go for 2. That was such an advantage last week, being able to almost consistently get a 2-point conversion. Every point counts, once you get this far in the playoffs. So I'd like to see the 2-point conversion, which it looks like they're going to do, and see if they can punch it in here.
So Funk thought he was coming off. He will not. He goes back on. It's going to be the Stampede offense with Vayu and Bliss. Bliss will take it himself up the middle, met by that defense. Does he get in? He is in. He gets the 2-point conversion. So the Gators now on top, 8-0. picking up right where they left off last week with those 2-point conversions, Kerry.
Yeah, and great surge by Wilmington. So, hopefully they can account for those guys, because from a Port Allegany perspective, they need to get every point counts here. So, I mean, they made that look easy, but, Wilmington's a great team, and,
Right, yeah. Wilmington's going to want to force it down our throats just like we've been doing to everybody this year. But a great start. We're about 3 minutes and 3 seconds in. We're already up. So a great opening drive there from Port. So we'll have to see how the Hounds respond.
Yeah, and you're going to talk, 2 years ago in that 2022 game when Port Allegany played Reynolds in Bradford. It was like a home game. There were so many fans there. And we just came out and it ended up being 42-8. Another spoiler alert. But it was just touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. I just was like shaking my head. I mean, they're just making it look easy, and it's not easy. These are really good teams. So.
Right. Wilmington, one of 2 Mercer County teams still in the playoffs. The other is the Hickory Hornets. Their game tonight got delayed due to the weather, so they'll play tomorrow. So Funk on to kick. We will have Miller, number 22, back, and he is joined with Freddie Zeitner. Good kick from Funk, bounces at about the 10. It'll be picked up by Zeitner out across the 20, and he's taken down there at about the 23-yard line by Jake Causer.
Yeah, great tackle by Jake. He has made a ton of plays. It seemed like the first half of the season we kept saying Mason Gordon. Maybe occasionally, Isaac Postaway, Tyler Philhart, but one of them is going to get in there. I mean, those guys have played tremendous on kick defense.
Yeah, I think we've called Causer's name, probably 5 straight weeks.
Yeah.
On a great tackle on kick coverage.
So let's see what they do defensively here.
A little hurry up here from the Hounds. It'll be a toss our way. Out across the 20, makes a man miss to the 25, 30, 35, finally forced out of bounds by Isaac Postaway. That was number 23, Chase Mitchelltree. Their leading rusher comes into the season or into this game with 906 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns. So a man to watch there, number 23. He moves the chains for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, they've got that double wing offense. The key is to get outside. I don't think you're going to run up the middle. Maybe, but that's going to be a tough sled. And I think the key is to just control that outside. It looked like Vayu kind of, I thought maybe got held, but. So what's that? 5-man front?
5 men, yeah. 5 men front. Under center now. We'll see Mitchelltree in motion. It'll be a handoff to Miller. He's rocked, and he is dropped in the backfield. That is Carson Neely. We've been calling his name all season. A great stop there. No gain for the Hounds.
Yeah, they're welcome to keep trying to run up the middle, but I just don't think it's going to work. So I think the key is to get outside, and I think as long as Port Allegany can shut that down or at least control it, they'll be in good shape here. So it looks like Philhart's getting, he hasn't played hardly any defense this year. It's good to see him out there.
So it'll be a toss to Mitchelltree. He's going to go far side. He will make the corner out across the 40, 45, 50. 45 met by Burgess, and Postaway finally taken out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Great run there from Chase Mitchelltree. Picks up another Hounds first down.
Yeah, great run by Mitchelltree. Like I said, that's the key there. You get outside, cornerbacks are going to have to be, they're going to have to control the zone there, and it's a tough task, but that's what's going to make or break this game.
So 8:04 to go here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Hounds at the 37-yard line. So it will be Miller in the backfield. It will be handoff to Miller. He goes right up the middle. And he is met and taken down by Nick Wilfong. So a gain of about 3 out to the 35. So a gain of 2. So 2nd and 8 now. Good tackle there from Nick Wilfong.
Yeah, so we see some guys playing both ways. I see Tarbox out there as well, Philhart, McCurvey, and then Young and Neely, of course. So that gives you the 5-man front. 3 linebackers, Isaac Postaway filling in there for Kaiser. Vayu and Wilfong at the corners, and then Kelvin Burgess is your safety. Then Moses and Bliss as your other linebackers.
Vosgall will hand it off to Mitchelltree. Picking his way, he runs right into the teeth of that Gator defense. That goes nowhere. A gain of maybe 1. So it'll be a third down now. Good stop by the Gator defense there.
Yeah, and this is 4-down territory here. So, if you're Wilmington, if you can get a couple yards here, make it, fourth and manageable.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm them, I'm going outside.
Right. Yeah, that's where the success has been so far. Early on, obviously, but the few runs that we've seen him up the middle has just not gotten any traction. So it was a gain of 2, so a 3rd and 6 now. Ball placed at the 33-yard line. 6:44 to go. They rush up to the line. Vosgall under center. It's going to be a pitch to Mitchelltree. He tries to get outside. Has to cut it back. He does not get it. Taken down there by Yuso Young and Aiden Bliss. So to bring up a big 4th down now for the Wilmington Hounds.
Yeah, I'm kind of nodding my head because, that's exactly what I would have done. Coach a little youth football, and I know youth football is different than coaching at this level, but that's exactly what I would have done, is try to pitch outside and make them stop it. And Port Allegany did a great job of sealing the edge there.
Yeah, great containment. So they did actually lose a yard on that play. It's 4th and 7 now.
And you can't fall asleep on the pass. I know they don't pass a lot, but when you always think they're going to run, that makes you susceptible to pass.
So some motion here. That's Mitchelltree. He'll go back. We'll have Miller in the backfield. Vosgall, and a timeout will be taken by Wilmington on a 4th and 7.
And I like the try there by Wilmington, and from a Gator perspective, it's great that they had to burn a timeout there.
And we just got word that Aiden has just now, on that last drive, set the District 9 record for rushing yards in a single season. So congratulations to Aiden Bliss. He only needed 31 coming into this game. And, that opening drive was, it was a combination of Bliss and Vayu, but congratulations to Aiden Bliss. Yeah. On breaking that record. For now, Brady Collins obviously still has to play tomorrow.
We'll put an asterisk on that.
So a few more tuning in. We have Alex and Carrie, Grayson and Mac Johnson, all tuning in from Port. So thank you guys. Going down through all my messages here, trying to.
Shout out to Andy Rifle watching at home, Adam Hamilton, and Lisa Ferraro says her mom wants to shout her out, and Jeff Martin. So Jenny Saltzman and Jeff Martin watching Chad Saltzman and the team. So thank you for tuning in.
So out of the timeout now, it will be Miller in the backfield behind Vosgall. We'll see Kettering in motion. It'll be a handoff to Mitchelltree coming this way. He's going to make a man miss. Met by postal weight. Still dragging guys. He's going to be out. Across the line to gain. That's going to be a 1st down for the Hounds. Great play there.
Yeah, great play call.
So a 1st and 10 now for Wilmington. Gators could not stop him on that 4th down.
The risk of a defensive lineman is you want to kind of chase, and you have to, they call it gap integrity. You want to stay in your gap, and that's what you're in charge of. And once you leave your gap, you've left a hole in the defense. So, they just have to stay home. And
so a couple more shout-outs after this play. Wilmington sprints to the line. We'll have Miller in the backfield. Kettering in motion. It will be a toss to Kettering. He's picking and choosing and finds a little bit of room and dives ahead for a gain of 4. So it'll be a 2nd and 6 now. So a few shout-outs. Kathy and Roger Nelson watching from home in Port, and Eric and Beth Stauffer. Eric said he is watching from his lazy boy, and it looks cold down here. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. So again, Wilmington hurries to the line. It'll be a pitch out this way to Mitchelltree. He's going to throw it, a wide-open Zeitner, and it's complete. Down to the 5-yard line, taken down finally by Kelvin Burgess. Picks up a big Wilmington 1st down. Yeah, a little bit of trickery there, Carrie.
And that last play, I was motioning to you and pointing at that receiver, and I'm telling you, when a team runs the ball, and I think the same thing goes for Port Allegany. You think they're going to run all the time.
Yeah.
And Phil Hart's going to pull up and pass a couple times, and I know Bliss has the capability to do that as well. So
that pass was from Mitchelltree to Freddie Zeitner. Sets the Hounds up 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. And it'll be Mitchelltree. Forces way in. He is in. Touchdown, Wilmington. So the Hounds answer right back. So it is 8-6 now. 4:09 to go in the 1st. We knew it wasn't going to be a shutout, Carrie, but you kind of feel on that 4th down you had an opportunity there.
Yeah.
But, credit to Wilmington.
So it looks like Wilmington's going to kick the extra point here. So
Yep,
every point counts.
So Ryder Turvo on now for the extra point for the Greyhounds. High snap, kick on the way, and it is good. So with 4:09 to go here in the first quarter, Port Allegany leads Wilmington 8-7 on a basically set up on that wonderful pass from Mitchell Tree to Zeitner.
Yeah, and that's a tough one because as a cornerback, you see the pitch to the or a safety, you see the pitch to the running back. You want to come up and make the hit, and that you're kind of caught in no man's land.
Right,
I mean, what do
yeah.
you do? I mean, if you stay back and then he runs around for 10 yards and gets the first down, and it's like, well, why didn't he come up? Well, that's why, because I've got to stay back and make sure they don't pass over my head.
Right, yeah, that was a good open field tackle from Burgess to prevent the touchdown.
Yeah.
So we'll have Bliss and Vayu back for the Gators, awaiting this Turvo kick.
So I'll squeeze in a shout out here. Ray's Hotspot. We've got Bob Emerson, Sarah Broden, Ray Card, Jamie and Danielle Kisco, and Tina and Petey Ayers. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to keep up on our shout outs this week, so we don't get behind.
Yeah, and I think everybody noticed last week we have disabled the comments. So if you want to shout out, you just have to get a hold of Carrie or I. We'll try to get you on.
I would say don't fall asleep on that onside kick, but it's nice to have your athletes back.
And it'll be a short, high kick, angling towards the sideline. It'll have to be picked up at about the 24 from Vayu. Makes a man miss out across the 30 to the 35. Getting pushed out across the 40. So a good return from Vayu on a very short kick from Turvo. Basically hit the turf and died. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Gators now from the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and I think from a Wilmington perspective, you're like, hey, they didn't run it back for a touchdown.
Yep.
But, Port Allegany set up in pretty good field position here, 41-yard line.
So it'll be the I formation again. Bliss in the fullback position, Vayu behind him. It will go to Bliss, right up the middle. Makes a man miss out across the 50 to the 45. Plowing guys over out to the 35 to the 34. Picks up a Gator first down. A good run there from Aiden Bliss. Huge hole from this vaunted offensive line for Port Allegany.
Yeah, and I noticed that Wilmington still had that four-man front, and Bliss just picks a hole, shoots through there, and then it's off to the races. I don't know if Wilmington's going to change up and go with a five-man front or something, but
I'm sure they will if Port keeps doing that. So same formation now for the Gators. Wilmington running a 4-4. It'll be handoff to Vayu. Makes him and he's taken down shortly. Gain of about a yard and a half, maybe 2. Legs taken out from underneath him, so it'll be 2nd and 8 now for Port.
Yeah, and I thought maybe Vayu had the outside. I don't know what the play was. Maybe the play was designed to go there. And, we always say we can't fault a kid for cutting it up. Most kids just want to stay outside, but,
right.
It might have been an opportunity there to stay outside.
So now it'll be Phil Hart out of the shotgun with Bliss behind him. Vayu out to his left. It will be a handoff to Bliss. He's met in the backfield, and he is dropped for a loss. That was led by number 22, Jamie Miller for the Hounds. Number 55 in on that as well, Maverick Whiting. So it'll be a 3rd and 10 now. So a loss of 2 on that run.
Yeah, Wilmington just bringing those outside linebackers off the edge. So you've got a 4-man front, but if you've got 2 linebackers coming, that's 6 guys coming at you.
Right, so some adjustments need to be made here for Port. So we'll have Vayu and Bliss flanking Phil Hart now. It will go to Vayu. He's going to go opposite side, led by Yuso. Good block by Yuso. He cuts it back inside, out across the 25 to the 20. Bringing a tackle down to the 15, down to the 14. First down, Gators, on a beautiful run from Kellen Vayu.
Yeah, just remarkable the way he hits the hole. He's just very shifty, puts his foot in the dirt and makes a cut. And, man, what a luxury to have with Bliss and Kaiser and Vayu, these 3 tremendous athletes that can run the ball. I wish there was more than one ball to pass around, but
yeah, and having Yuso Young out there in front of you on that pole doesn't hurt either. I formation again. It'll be a handoff to Bliss. He goes up the middle, met by basically the Hound defense and taken down by number 64, Danny Leonard.
one thing I noticed, I watched Pat Krantz did some video back in 2012, and when we played Sharpsville, there were a lot of passes where, Matt Bodemer was the quarterback at the time, and he just had little dump passes, and I just wonder if there's an opportunity there. You're almost certain that Bliss is going to get it, and then maybe you sneak Kaiser or sneak Vayu out of the backfield and just flip one over to him.
Right. Yeah, I think the opportunity's been there all year. So Gators slowing it down a little bit. 1:17 to go here in the opening quarter. It'll be handoff to Bliss again. He gains some. Leonard on the tackle again, and also Zeitner. So it will be a 3rd and about 6 now. Under a minute to go.
So 4-down territory here. Get 3-4 yards. Make it 4th and manageable.
So shout out here quick, Pat and Pam Warnick watching from home. Also want to wish former Gator head football coach Jim Turner a happy birthday.
Oh.
It'll be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to come our side. Getting wrapped up by Miller and doesn't go anywhere. Good stop there from the Hounds. Evan Richardson in on that as well.
Yeah, great gang tackling there. 3-4 guys. Got to stay on your blocks there.
So it will bring up a 4th down.
Is that the end of the first quarter there?
They are going to let it go. It's about 16 seconds to go, but that is going to be the end of the first quarter with Port Allegany on top of Wilmington, 8-7.
All right, so we'll jump back in the Gator time machine. We did talk about this game before, but since it was at this stage in the playoffs, we thought it was worth mentioning again. 2012, Port Allegany versus Sharpsville, District 9 versus District 10. Port Allegany went up 6-0 on a 1-yard touchdown run by Tyler Schaefer, which was set up by a Matt Bodemer 59-yard scramble. Sharpsville scored just before the half on a spectacular 26-yard catch by Tyler Lucci, making the score 7-6 Sharpsville at halftime. In the second half, Tyler Schaefer with a 9-yard run for his second touchdown run of the game, inching the ball just across the pylon. On their next possession, Bodemer hit Nick Conway on a 15-yard pass. Gators now up 20-7. But in the fourth quarter, Sharpsville struck back. Pagliaroli 6-yard TD run, and a Derek Odom 11-yard TD reception. Sharpsville now leading 21-20 with a little over a minute remaining. A miraculous stripped fumble by Tyler Schaefer, which was recovered by Nick Conway. Gators still had a chance. 40 yards to go, no timeouts, 1:11 left on the clock. 16-yard pass to Tice Miller, who steps out of bounds. 11-yard pass to Nick Conway, who steps out of bounds. Bodemer with a short gain, spiked the ball to stop the clock. 20.8 seconds left. Bodemer hits Tice Miller for the go-ahead TD. Bodemer hits Trey Miller for the 2-point conversion. Final score, Port Allegany 28, Sharpsville 21 back in 2012.
A great year for the Gators.
Yeah, and I've mentioned before, that was the greatest Gator game I ever saw.
So here it is, moment of truth, 4th and 6. It will be handoff to Bliss. He's going to go far side, turns the corner, and he slips on the turf and goes out of bounds. He does not get the first down, so it'll be a turnover on downs. The Hounds will take over deep in their own territory. Yeah, he tried to turn. The field was snow-covered here before we got down here. They did a great job, the grounds crew, clearing this off, but the rain has been falling. Obviously, a little bit of traction issues there for Aiden.
Yeah, that's a tough one. If this is a game in September, Aiden looks like he's running downfield. You know he's going to get it, and he might even get in the end zone. But, hey, both playing on the same field here, and the weather is going to play a part, so we'll see if it makes a difference against Wilmington as well.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line for Wilmington. Split backs behind Voss. And it'll go to Mitchell-Tree, and he is met very quickly by Gavin Moses and Aiden Bliss. Or is that Tyler Philhart? So no gain there on the run from Mitchell-Tree. A couple shout-outs here. I'd like to shout out everybody up at the Potter Game Club for Bear Camp. I'll be joining them tomorrow, trying to go out the opening day of bear season, so everybody up there. It'll be a toss this way to Miller. He's trying to, he's tripped up, and he goes down. A good trip up there from Kellen Vayu. Prevents Miller from really turning the corner and getting anything. He probably has the first down if he isn't tripped up by Vayu.
Yeah, great open field tackle there by Vayu to seal the edge. I'll squeeze in a shout out here. Aaron Austin watching at home. He said Gator football. Rest in peace, Bill Taylor, iconic fan. Brock Taylor's dad he mentioned, and if you ever hear someone yell Gator football and Bill Taylor style. Those are fond memories from back in those days.
So Miller in the backfield by himself. Vosgall to pass. He's going to be pressured. He does get it. Oh, it's knocked away by Ethan Tarbox. Oh, man, I thought he had a pick six there. Great job, great vision. Way to keep his eyes on the quarterback there from Tarbox. Here it is on screen again in the replay. Boy, if he didn't get rid of that, he was going to get just lambasted.
I know. That's what I was watching. Who's that? Uso coming on the edge here. Oh, wow.
Yeah, boy, if Ethan gets his other arm up, we might be talking, at least 14-7, but.
So it's fourth down already. Okay.
4th and 10 now from the 9.
And Vayu returning punts, so if he gets a good roll here.
So it'll be Vosgall back to kick.
Look out, I'll say, if he gets a good roll.
It's a short kick. It'll bounce at the 42. Vayu's going to let it roll. A good Wilmington roll inside the 40, still going down at about the 36-yard line. So a great punt, as it turns out, from his own end zone. And the Gators will take over 1st and 10 there at the 36.
We'll get caught up on a couple here.
Yeah, I got a few here, too.
Micaiah Stake says the Willing Hand Hose Company live-ins are watching from Montoursville, Pennsylvania. Sean Bidwell and Vanessa Bidwell enjoying the game and staying warm. Let's see here. Shanna Beauvais watching from Murraysville, Pennsylvania with Dave Bonnet.
So the Gators again out of that I formation with Bliss in the fullback. It will be a handoff to Bliss up the middle. And he is met quickly. Oh, boy, that went nowhere. Met first by number 55, Maverick Whiting.
Yeah, we're going to have to get outside here.
Yeah, that's just not working. So, Mark Gage and Riker Reese, Dason Spencer, Chad Spencer, and Dale Fry all watching from downtown Rowlett.
So who's down below? Is that Vayu's down here, Will Fong up top, Funk down below.
Yeah, Bliss all alone in the backfield. It will go to him up the middle. Good hole out across the 40 down to the 43. So a good gain. That'll bring up a 3rd and 3. So a 7-yard gain there from Bliss. About 9:27 to go here in the opening half. Gators still on top, 8-7. We'll have Funk down low, Will Fong up high, Vayu in the slot. Still that, well, now they're, 4-4 defense for the Hounds. It will go to Bliss again, up the middle. Mows a guy under, and he picks up the first down, so they move the chains on a run from Aiden Bliss.
Yeah, and Bliss will give you everything he's got. Every run's going to be tough. Just maybe like to see some, something outside here.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be the same formation. Will Fong up high, Funk down low with Vayu in the slot.
And I think having the 3 wide receivers is just, spread out enough that.
So we'll see Will Fong in motion. It will be a pitch to him. He's coming near side. Breaks the tackle out across the 50, wrapped up as he gets across midfield by number 54, Jordan Lorenz. So a good pickup there on that toss to Will Fong.
Yeah, good job by Will Fong. That could have been a 2-yard loss. He shook off that first tackle and, picked up 5 or 4. So great job.
So 2nd and 6 now coming up for the Gators. Yeah, trying to get everybody involved here. We haven't seen Vayu since that opening drive.
Maybe something misdirection here going the other way.
So we'll see Vayu in motion now. It'll be handoff to Bliss. Up the middle. Ball's on the ground. And it looks like it's going to be a Wilmington recovery. We'll see what the referee says. And it is a turnover on a fumble by Aiden Bliss. It'll be 1st and 10, Wilmington, from the 44-yard line. Boy, we talked about it pregame and, as we got going here. Ball control and then winning the turnover battle.
Yeah, and I'm watching Tyler Philhart get up a little gingerly there, so hopefully he's okay.
So I think that was recovered by Mitchelltree, their star running back. So it'll be a toss to Mitchelltree. He's going to try going up the middle. Met by Carson Neal. He goes nowhere. Gain of maybe a half a yard. So a 2nd and 10 now for the Hounds. 7:40 to go here in the second quarter. Yeah, that was, again, up the middle has not been working for Wilmington tonight. Really for either team. You know, that opening drive, we were able to run up the middle, but now, Wilmington has stiffened up and shut those runs down, shut those gaps. So Voskuhl under center. We will see Kettering in motion. It'll be hand off to Mitchell-Tree. Right up the middle. He's going to go untouched. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Hounds. He was chased by Kellen Vayu, and the turnover results in points for Wilmington. They lead now 13-8 with 7:07 to go here in the first half. Well, as soon as I said nothing's working up the middle, there they go right up the middle. Mitchell-Tree just turns on the jets. I thought Kellen was going to catch him, but maybe if he dove, he probably could have tripped him up. But a great run from Chase Mitchell-Tree. So we'll have Turvo on now for the extra point. 56-yard run there from Mitchell-Tree. The kick on the way up, and it is good. So Turvo's extra point makes it 14-8. Boy, that fumble's a killer.
Yeah, so turnovers, we mentioned that pregame that, it's a wet, cold night down here, so holding onto the ball is going to be difficult. So whoever wins that battle is going to have the advantage. And I think defensively for the Gators, they're used to running a 4-man front, sometimes a 3-man front, not used to this 5-man front, but they just have to stay in their gaps. And, it appeared to me that someone might have been out of position, and that opened up a huge hole there.
So the Gators experiencing something they really haven't all year, being down this late in the game. I mean, obviously last week, Red Bank was able to go right down in the opening drive. 2 Braylon Wagner throws, and they're in. But, yeah, we're about 7:07 to go here in the half. And obviously, Port's got to get something going offensively.
Yeah, Port Allegany obviously wants to counter here and, go into half. I know we've got plenty of time here. There's, a little over 7 minutes left.
Plenty of time.
Wilmington gets the ball in the second half.
Yeah, you need an answer. So Turvo on to kick. We'll have Bliss and Vayu back deep for the Gators. I got a ton of shout-outs here when we have a minute, probably on the change. Turvo's low line drive kick bounces into the hands of Vayu. He'll pick it up out across the 15 to the 20. Out to the 25 and wrapped up there by number 56. Number 55, Maverick Whiting on the tackle. So at the 27-yard line is where the Gators will take over. Trying to put that fumble out of mind. Move on. We have Stephanie Rankin and Travis Rankin watching from home. Brielle and Allison Saltzman and Heath Jackson all watching for Coach Jackson. So Phil Hart will be out of the shotgun. He's going to throw it out to Wilfong. He's got good blockers down front. He cuts it outside, out across the 30, 40, 45. Flag coming in way downfield. That could potentially be a hold on the Gators. The back judge throwing that.
That would be a shame because Wilfong was well beyond where a hold would have been needed.
Yeah. And it is, in fact, a hold against the Gators, so that'll negate a great run from Nick Wilfong. Well, passing run. So it'll be a first. They're going to mark this off, but Matt and Josh Roach turning in from Florida. Kelsey Bartlett and her dog Lucy watching from home. Also, 2003 Water Boy of the Year, Dane Kayo watching from Kayo Hollow.
Was he voted Water Boy of the Year?
I think. We mentioned.
I want to see the voting
results
on that. So, I'm pointing to you.
Yeah.
Who's that, Wilfong in the slot? Wide open.
Vayu in the slot. It's going to be handoff to, Vayu's up the middle. That was Wilfong in the slot. He goes nowhere. Loss of 2.
And the guy on Wilfong's 15 yards deep. I'd flip it over to him just like you did on first down.
So a 2-yard loss on that run from Kellen Vayu. Now 2nd and 12. Ball at the 25.
I'll squeeze in a couple here. Casey Lindsay and family watching from Tallahassee, Florida.
Bree Mitchell watching from Port Allegany. So Phil Hart looking to throw. He'll get it out here to Wilfong. Oh, he skipped it in there. Low pass, incomplete. Yeah, that was going to be a tough grab from Nick. Yeah, that probably wasn't going anywhere anyway, but.
Yeah, I think if that ball can get out a little quicker, I think that opportunity's there all day long, the way they're covering it.
So it'll now be a 3rd and 12, 6:18 to go. Ball still on the 25.
Looks like 4 over here, something
We have
different.
Yuso out here. So Phil Hart all alone
I'd throw it.
in the backfield.
2 guys guarding him.
And it's going to be a throw again. He gets it out to Wilfong. Good blocking downfield. Out across the 30. Cuts inside 35. Oh, he is rocked hard there by number 64, Danny Leonard. But a good pickup, very close to the line to gain. It's going to be a 4th and 2. Gets out to about the 36.
I don't know what they have in the playbook, but I kind of like that 4 guys over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, drag some defenders out there, and then if they're not going to respect it, throw it, and if not, run it up the middle.
So a 4th and 1 now. I formation behind Phil Hart. A little bit of jump in there from the Hounds. They don't get off sides. Still under center. It will go to Bliss. Up the middle. It rolls ahead. That's going to be a good gain and good enough for a Gator first down from Aiden Bliss. So they'll move the chains as we breathe a sigh of relief up here in the booth.
Yeah, and that reminds me of something I texted you guys all last week. I know you're not a Bills fan, but for Bills fans, Josh Allen's game-winning touchdown. I texted you guys and I said Josh Allen with an Aiden Bliss run there, and almost automatic on 4th and short to be able to get the first down there.
So 2 receivers our side, Funk and Vayu. Bliss behind Phil Hart. It'll go to Bliss up the middle. He'll pick up about 3. Wrapped up there by Colin Raleigh, number 77. So 2nd and 7 coming up now for Port.
So I'll squeeze in one here. Kelly Preston watching from Alabama, and her son Jack Lathrop watching from Auburn. So thanks for tuning in.
Want to give a shout out to everyone watching down at the feed mill in Port. And we'll give a shout out to all our businesses here soon. It's going to be going to Bliss. He's going to go far side, turns and cuts. He's taken down by number 55, Maverick Whiting. A short gain. Picks up about a yard, so a 3rd and 7 coming, 3rd and 6. Boy, 4:10 to go. So we're not seeing those explosive plays like we're used to seeing. Great job by this Greyhound defense. Still in that 4-4. So it'll go, and a toss back to Wilfong. He's got a lot of room out in front of him if he can make it. He does. He makes a few men miss, dives and gets the line to gain out across midfield. Good job from Nick Wilfong to pick up another Gator first down.
Ooh, I can breathe there.
Yeah, here's the replay. I thought Vayu was dead to rights. Watch this. Oh, yeah. Boy, Cam Kettering read that perfectly, but good job by Vayu to get that toss off. So a 1st and 10, they're right at midfield now. We'll have Wilfong near side, Funk and Vayu high side, Bliss joining Phil Hart in the backfield. There's the snap. It'll be hand off to Bliss. He's cutting. Oh, he's still on his feet out across the 45-40, 35-30. Nobody's going to be near him. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Port Allegany. Aiden Bliss on an amazing 50-yard run. Gets the Gators right back in this, 14-14 with 3:12 to go.
Oh, that was awesome.
Here's the replay. Just so patient.
In an average running back, it's tackled right up here at about right there.
Yeah.
Aiden Bliss isn't an average running back, and that's why he
and somersaults in for the touchdown.
Deserves all the accolades he's gotten.
So it looks like the Gators are going to go for 2 again. It's been working for them the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, every point's going to count here.
That Stampede offense. Again, it'll be Vayu and Bliss in the backfield. Bliss will take the snap. He's going to go right up the middle, following his blocker. He's in! 2-point conversion for Aiden Bliss, and the Gators are back on top, 16-14.
Whew. We are excited up here in the booth.
Yes, we are. Oh, my gosh. Yeah,
we love our viewers, and I want to get some shout-outs, but, man, I want to digest that.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That's the way to counter back, and hopefully the defense tightens up here. Now we're getting down to crunch time, 3:12. Want to stop them because then Wilmington turns around and gets the ball in the second half. So,
right, yeah, so you got to kind of clamp down here, stop them, kind of stall, hopefully any kind of Wilmington momentum that they might have had. But a great answer. Obviously Wilmington's last touchdown coming off that fumble recovery. So the defense has been pretty stingy both ways, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bliss has been bottled up for the most part, except for obviously that run, and then there was that long one. We're looking, we're looking down at the field, going, to the left or whatever direction that is. But so I'll squeeze in a couple shout-outs here. Jill and Jeff Stuckey watching from Port Allegany. Yes, we are in a warm booth. Thank you for asking.
Very warm booth.
Jessica Jones and the Caskey girls watching from Duke Center. Coach Eric Reese watching from Pittsburgh. Chris Waterman and his buddy Dick Sherwood from Jacksonville, Florida.
Nice.
And Macy and Tish Howard watching from the She Shed.
So we'll have Zeitner, and it looks like Mitchell Tree back for this Funk kick. A low line drive kick. It'll bounce at the 15, and they'll let it roll into the end zone for a touchback. So a good kick from Funk will put the Greyhounds 1st and 10 at the 20. I also have one, Alex Goulart. He says that almost every TV is on and watching the game at the friendly end.
Almost everyone.
Almost every, yeah. Also, Guy Moses watching from Bloomsburg. Chris Rossetti, our colleague from the YDL Sports Network, is watching, and Andy Close is covering the game. He's braving the elements down here. So Voskuhl will have Mitchell Tree in motion. It'll be a handoff to him. He's going to go far side, picks a hole. He's got a good one out across the 30 to 35, 40, 45, 50. Foot race. He's going to be drugged down. A great pickup there from Chase Mitchell Tree, moving the chains. Finally brought down by Wilfong and Vayu. Burgess in the area as well. There it is on screen again. Boy, he just puts his foot in and plants. Good hole, good vision there from Mitchell Tree.
Yeah, Mitchell Tree's obviously a tough athletic runner, but man, we don't, from the Gator perspective, we don't want to be trading touchdowns here all day long.
So they'll come back out. We'll have Miller in the backfield. We'll have Mitchell Tree out here at the end of the line. He'll be in motion. It'll be a handoff to Miller. He's wrapped up quickly by that Gator defense. That was led by Ethan Tarbox. So a short gain there from Jamie Miller, number 22. It'll be 2nd and 8 now. We'll get Brian and Nancy Nelson watching from Carlisle.
I've got one Paul Johnson, Rod Johnson, and Ruthie Mays from Turtle Point. Mike Spencer says big crowd at the friendly with a nice picture here.
It'll be a fake pitch. It goes to Mitchell Tree. Wrapped up by Carson Neely. That went nowhere. Probably a loss of a yard. Good job by Carson.
Yeah, and right there was a textbook on how you stay in your gap, and that's there's no gap when Carson Neely's standing there.
So it'll be a 3rd and 9 now. 1:35 to go here in the half. Ball at the 39.
This could be a game changer. You and I were talking, that Red Bank Valley game last week. Red Bank Valley had scored. Port Allegany went 3 and out. Red Bank Valley had the ball again. Tristan Kaiser came up with a big sack and just changed the whole game.
It'll be up to middle with Mitchell Tree or Miller again. He's dragging a few Gators, but gets out to the 35. So it'll be a 4th and 5 coming up as we approach the 1-minute mark here in the first half. Tarbox and McCurvey in on the tackle, and Jake Causer. All right, so here we go. Moment of truth. See how they hold up. Wilmington's been doing great on the ground tonight and really all year.
Nice to hear from my old coach. Coach Mike Bodemer says 5 seconds before Bliss's run, I said, time for Bliss to go 50 yards off tackle. And that's what happened. Big play here.
So Vosgall looking over towards the sideline. It looks like we'll probably experience a timeout, and it is a timeout Wilmington with 34 seconds to go. They're going to want to take another look at this as a 4th and 5 pivotal moment here in the first half coming up. Bryce Stallman wants to shout out Bryce, Kylie, and Mittens Hullum watching from Aliquippa.
I think I've got all my aunts and uncles from around the country watching. My Aunt Carolyn Hauver in Port Allegany, Teresa and Steve Callahan watching in Myrtle Beach, my Aunt Evelyn out in Covina, California, my cousin Jim Nolan, Marina Childers, and my mom, Karen Hauver. And I know Mr. Buxton's always tuned in, so appreciate you guys watching.
Donnie and Mark Ernst watching from Maryland. Also would like to shout out my wife Amanda, sons Matthew and Thomas watching from home. So they'll be coming out of the timeout here. It'll be 4th and 5.
So we got a nice text from Nick Conway. He was from that 2012 team that we mentioned earlier, watching down in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Very nice. Nice to see those old players still tuning in.
Yeah.
So the crowd's starting to get into it a little bit here. Chanting defense down here in front of us.
This is big right here.
We'll have Miller in the backfield. It will be a handoff to Mitchell-Tree. He's going to try cutting it outside. They'll seal it up. They get him. They stopped him. It'll be a turnover on downs. Big stand there from the Gator defense.
Yeah, I don't want to say play of the game, but big stand. Wow, when we look back, who knows what's going to happen here in the second half.
Right.
That's huge there.
Yeah, as we just talked after that Bliss touchdown, Wilmington will get the ball coming out of into the second half. If they score there, I mean, they go into the half like riding a huge wave of momentum, just to get the ball right back. So, credit to this Gator defense for stopping them there on that 4th down.
And here's that, 4 guys over here, spread it out. If they don't respect it, flip it over there to Vayu, and if they don't, hand it off to Bliss and have him run.
So it will be Wilfong, Burgess, Vayu, and Yuso out here to our close side here. It will be Phil Hart to pass. He's dancing around, trying to find somebody downfield. He's got some room. Out across the 30, the 35. He'll throw it high over the hands of Nick Wilfong. Boy, I think, he was probably past the line of scrimmage. There's going to be a flag on the play. I think he wanted to run it, but then saw Nick cutting across just a little too high and held onto it a little too long. So that will be an illegal pass by the Gators. So that will back the Gators up. It will be 19 seconds to go.
Want to shout out Jennifer and Scott McDowell, both class of 1988, watching from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and my Aunt Mary checking in from Mason, Ohio. Thanks for tuning in. Mr. Christian Savinsky watching from Countersport.
Should we mention that 2003 game again?
We can bring it up again.
Yeah, I know that he enjoys when we bring that up.
So what is it? Second down?
Second down and 14.
They're just going to kneel it and get out of here. I see that Wilfong back deep.
Yeah, I think that was probably their one try to see if they can get it down the field. Gators probably happy to go in with a 2-point lead.
Although with a 3-man front here, and maybe just hand it off to Bliss and see what happens.
But that's what they'll do. They'll take the knee, and the Gators will go into the half, leading the Wilmington Greyhounds 16-14 in this PIAA Class A quarterfinal game down here at E.J. Mansell Stadium in DuBois. So, Kerry, what'd you think of that first half?
Well, I'm trying to catch my breath here. Offensively, pleased with the Gators the way they played. I think there's opportunities to get outside with Vayu, and I love that formation there with the 4 guys. I was looking, where was Bliss on that formation?
He was on the far,
like a tight end,
kind of like an end position, yeah.
Which I think the opportunity's there to flip it on like a seam route or something. But defensively, I I just don't. I think I'm trying to choose my words carefully. We would just have to stay in our lanes, stay in our gaps, and not be chasing guys around. I mean, the temptation is to do so, but you have to fill your gaps and then allow either make the play and let your linebackers come in and fill. So
right. Yeah, and offensively, aside from a few, the Bliss fumble, we get bottlenecked up a little bit, but otherwise a pretty good showing in the first half. What you'd kind of expect against a District 10 champion. It's going to be a slugfest all day. It's not going to be a runaway. I mean, at least in the first half. Obviously, we're hoping maybe for something a little different here in the second for the Gators. But, I think that the Gators got to be happy going into half up on the Greyhounds. So I guess we'll see what happens here in the second.
Yeah, and like you said, going in with the lead, the difference are those 2-point conversions.
Yeah, yep.
I don't know. I mean, Wilmington, Port Allegany goes up 8-0, and then Wilmington scores and then goes for the extra point. I thought, I mean, that's okay if they want to do that, but watching Port Allegany have six successful conversions by just Bliss and then one passing.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to trade 7 for 8 all the time, I mean, that's okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll take it.
That.
Yeah. So I think we'll take a little break, rest our voices, maybe grab something to eat as we have the Greyhound Marching Band out on the field, and we'll join you just before the opening kickoff for the second half.
portion from the 2009 Allegany Lane Motion by Lady Gaga. For yourself with high energy and additional damage in drum solo by David Fleming. As the band closes its performance with its popular tune, Bad Romance.
Okay, we're back, everybody, right here before the start of the second half. We're going to get a bunch of shout-outs in. Obviously, it's a close game. We want to give our viewers their shout-out that they want, but we need to also, it's a nail-biter here. So I want to start Jody Tanner, Fisher, Zuba, and family watching in the suburbs of Batula. Also, Paula and Marty Moses watching from Florida. Brooke and Jamie Laws watching from Reading. Mike and Shannon Cayo watching from Port Allegany. And Haley, Crystal, and Corey Thomas also watching.
All right, I've got some here. Ann and Ken Salata, Brian Neal, Trevor, and Chrisanne Neal, and the kids watching. Let's see here. Who else did I miss? Trey Johnson from Sewell, New Jersey. Says Bliss looks solid. Yep. Sure does. Lori Chase, we've been texting a little bit about some stuff. Really appreciate all the information. Jeremy and I are, semi-intelligent about Gator football history, but the rest we borrow from Lori Chase. She shared her Lori Chase files with us, and so thank you to her. She's provided so much information to us. Doug Archer watching at home. We miss you,
Nice, Doug.
We need you back on the team, and I think I'm caught up. So, yeah, we like you said, we want to be respectful to our viewers, want to shout them out, but we get into the third quarter here, and, we're going to tune to the action and focus on that. So, thanks for tuning in, though.
Yeah, also I want to give a shout-out to Mike and Lily Ingalls and Rob Page, Kayla Morey, and Reed Page watching from home. Trying to grab these as quick as I can before we get into the action. Buck, Renee, Lincoln Bernard, Amy and Sharon Gallinard, Chad, Sarah, Holden, and Kinley Smith, all watching together in Sandy Lake, and Justin Ford and Drew, always watching. Charlie Becker, watching from Fishing Creek. Cole Freer, Laura Elliott, watching from Smethport. Tracy Cromley says, go Gators and go Penn State. Kathy Johnson, Kathy Link, watching from the 2 Mile Inn in Port Allegany. I'd like to give a shout out to all of our businesses that tune in. Phil Hart's Friendly Inn in Rowlett, the Park Hotel, Moe's Bar and Grill, Charlie's, the Moose, the Port Allegany VMI, the Feed Mill.
2 Mile Inn.
2 Mile Inn.
Fox's Pizza Den.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in.
I'll squeeze one more in here. George and Ginny Carlson from downtown Turtle Point from your daughter, Bonna. And Tice Miller says he's watching with the girls. His dad, Todd, watching the game. Go Gators. Alan Lovell watching at the Glasgow household. I think I'm caught up. So
Luther family from Beaver County, the Hostellers from Virginia Beach, and also Rod, Judy, and Odie Howard watching from Rowlett. So Jared Funk will be on to kick the second half kickoff. Some stats from the first half. Aiden Bliss, 18 carries for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kellen Vayu, 5 carries for 54 yards. Nick Wilfong, 1 carry for 9 yards. Neely leading the team with 5 tackles and Bliss with 4 tackles. Stats complement of Josh McNeil.
all right.
Okay.
Deep breaths here
There
as
we
a
go.
fan. We're looking forward to the action here. We hope the Gators tighten up on defense on this drive. This is a big moment in the season.
So we'll have Zeitner and Mitchelltree back deep for the Hounds. So Funk's kick with a line drive. It'll bounce into the hands of Zeitner. Out across the 20 to the 25, out to the 30, 35, and wrapped up by Wilfong, a flag on the play. Wilfong and Tyler Philhart bringing Zeitner down. And that's going to be a penalty against the Greyhounds, so that'll back them up a little bit.
So we were talking a little bit at halftime. You know, the Gators typically run a 4-man front, switch to a 5-man front. You know, they haven't run it. So I don't know if they'll go back to a 4-man front and maybe, you know, try to blitz some linebackers. I mean, it's tough on the coaching staff because Kaiser's out, so you kind of you got to play a little chess here and figure out who's going where. You suspect that Wilmington's going to run the ball 95% of the time, so 5-man front makes sense.
Yeah, as long as we can contain those edges, you know, that seems to be where they have found a lot of their success. I mean, minus a few runs there from Mitchell Tree up the middle. So it'll be 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line for the Hounds. Mitchell Tree in motion. He's coming our way. He's going to be taken down by Isaac Postawait. Bliss in tow. So no gain on the play.
Good open field tackle there by Isaac Postawait. His cousin, Aiden Bliss, helps finish the job there.
That's what you like to see. They're, you know, containing that. In the first half, Mitchell Tree kind of broke those.
So is that Causer on the? He's playing the end here on the. That looks like his.
Yep,
he's played some special teams, but good to see him out there. He's an athletic, tough guy to block.
And so we'll have a 5-man front now for the Gators. A little bit of motion here from Kettering. It's going to be a pass. It's picked off by Gavin Moses. He's going to walk in. Touchdown, Gators. Gavin Moses on a pick 6 on a pass from Wesley Vascal. 22-14. Less than a minute into the second half.
Wow, that's a game changer right there.
Good job on Gavin Moses to pick that off.
Oh, I got to check this replay out. Wow. Right there.
Right to him.
Yeah, they were just trying to flip a little pass there to Mitchell Tree, and might have been off to the races there, but the pass was low, and Gavin Moses was right there where he needed to be. That's a game changer right there.
Yeah, it sure is. Good opening there for the Gator defense. Like I said, 58 seconds into this second half.
These points are huge.
The Stampede formation again. Bliss and Vayu. It's going to be Bliss. He drops it on the turf. He's going to pick it up, and he'll be brought down. Still loose. Do they call it dead? Aiden frustrated with himself. There's a chance to go up by 2 scores.
Yep.
But the Gators will go up by 8 on that pick 6 from Gavin Moses.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Would have been nice to have that one back, but swung the momentum back. We talk about that all the time. That momentum is huge in sports, and once you lose it, it's like a snowball just rolling downhill, and you don't know how to get it back. So, they pressured the quarterback a little bit. I know they don't pass a ton, but a little bit of pressure, and it made him throw probably sooner than he wanted to, and there was Gavin Moses.
Yeah, don't want to take anything away from Gavin's huge pick there, but, if Aiden keeps the handle on that ball, most likely, gets in for the 2-point conversion. Port would be up by 10 right now. A little bit of breathing room. Still obviously breathing room, 8-point lead.
Yep.
So we'll see, if this Gator defense continues to clamp down. They didn't really have a lot of running room on those first few plays that they tried to run.
Yeah, and I know this coaching staff, and I know how much preparation they put in, and I know they're going to the locker room. They're trying to figure out what do we need to tweak here, And I know they came up with some stuff, and have full faith that they're gonna figure out a way to disrupt this Wilmington offense.
So it will be Zeitner and Mitchell Tree back again for the Hounds with Funk on to kick. There's another line drive kick, bounces about the 20. It'll be picked up by Zeitner. Out across the 15 to the 20, 25, out to the 30. He'll be wrapped up there. And he's still moving out to about the 35-yard line, moving the pile. Met first by, looked like Tyler Philhart on that, and Gavin Moses. While we have time, I'd like to thank the Port Allegany administration, the Port Allegany School Board, Superintendent Paula Newell, Principal Mark Budd, Athletic Director Aaron Clark, We appreciate them allowing us to come down here and bring you this quarterfinal game. I know I just got a text from Paula Newell. She's watching from home on the edge of her seat. So it'll be a toss up the middle. Mitchell Tree again. And it'll be brought down by Bliss, a good gain of about 8. So it'll bring up a second and 2. So a good run from Mitchell Tree, their lead back. I don't have his stats in the first half, but he's got to be pushing the 1,000-yard mark.
Yeah, on that Twitter post, it had it on there.
Oh, did he go over?
Well, I don't know, but it had the stats on there for both teams. Second short here. Maybe you do what the Gators did early in the game and take a shot.
So Kettering in motion. It'll be a toss to him. He's going to go far side. Breaks a tackle. Still dancing around. He'll get back to the line to gain, or back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be up a 3rd and 2 now. Let's see. I'm going to look here. Wilmington has 164 yards rushing in that first half. Obviously not all by Mitchell Tree, but we can assume that he's knocking on the door of that 1,000-yard mark. So 3rd and 2 now from the 48-yard line. 9:30 to go here in the third. We'll have Zeitner out here close to us, covered by Vayu. It'll be a handoff to Mitchell Tree. Oh, tripped up, but he stays on his feet. It's actually Miller, and he gets the first down for the Hounds. That was Jamie Miller, number 22, on the run. So it'll be 1st and 10, Wilmington. Well, they didn't give up a lot. I mean, obviously you want to hold them on that 3rd down, but it wasn't a breakaway.
Yeah, I thought on that play before when they had Mitchell Tree running, far side, that was the opportunity to maybe get a loss.
Yeah.
And he was able to even get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe even gain 1.
It's going to be a pass from Vascal. He's going to go deep. He's got Zeitner wide open. Hits him in stride. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Wilmington. On a beautiful pass from Wesley Vascal to Freddie Zeitner. And the Hounds are back in it, down only 2 now with 8:41 to go here in the third quarter. Boy, they hit him right in stride. That's kind of reminiscent of that of Braylon Wagner last week. He just gets by his guy. There's no help over the top. So the Hounds answer right back.
So I have to go for 2 here to keep pace. Like we said, every point counts.
So we'll see Miller in the backfield. Mitchell Tree in that left end kind of position, and Kettering on the right end. Those are the two that we've been seeing in motion all night. It will be Mitchell Tree. He's going to come our side. He finds a hole. He gets wrapped up. Does he get in? No, he does not. They stop him short. So the 2-point conversion is no good. The Gator defense answers, and they keep the 2-point lead.
Oh, boy. Deep breath there. I know there's still some scoring left, most likely in this game, but that's a huge stop there.
Boy, yeah, take a sigh of relief.
Yeah, we talked about that 2012 game. That was 21-20. There was, a missed field goal here, and there was a missed extra point there. And man, every point counts. The weather's not. I mean, it's not going to be a balmy day ever in northwestern Pennsylvania in late November.
Yeah. I'd like to give a few shout-outs here while we're waiting for the Wilmington kicking team to come on. Luke and Sherry Baker, Jim and Sharon Culver, Tammy and Josh Brown.
Yeah, I've got one. Tara Anderson wants to shout out her parents, Dick and Don Anderson. We are watching from Hinsdale, New York.
Also, Amanda and Nick Budd. I think Nick was part of that 2012 team that we often reference. I know that he loves when I give him a shout-out, so I want to say Nick Budd a couple more times.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to be talking about that 2022 team just 2 years ago when they defeated Reynolds, like we said, not to be a spoiler.
Spoiler. So Turvo to kick now for the Hounds. Bliss and Vayu back deep. It's a squib kick down the middle. It'll be picking up at the 20 by Vayu. Waits a little bit out across the 25 to the 30. Oh! Thought that was a face mask. Coach Binkowski asking for it, but no flag on the play.
Yeah, I thought maybe even back of the helmet.
Yeah. He was taken down pretty hard there, but the Gators get out across the 30 where they'll take over. Here's the replay.
Check it out. We'll figure this out.
Maybe we saw something that really wasn't there.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yep. No, up around the shoulder. Good call. Good no call. Thanks to our great cameramen, Dan Funk, Daniel Morey, and Jason Stake, for catching these images and correcting us up here. It'll be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to go up the middle. Good run. Oh, the ball comes out again. The ball's still on the ground. They're scrumming for it. Let's see who comes up with it. It's going to be a Wilmington ball. Another lost fumble for the Gators. That's now 3. Boy, that just popped right out. It was going to be a great run from Bliss. That's now 2 turnovers for the Gators. They're losing, and 1 for Wilmington. Boy, that just, that popped right out, and nobody could seem to find a handle on it to pull it in. And the Greyhounds end up on it. Great field position. They'll start at their own 49-yard line. 8:26 to go here in the third. It'll be Miller in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Mitchell-Tree. He's met immediately. Oh, he is knocked back hard from Yuso Young and Aiden Bliss. That'll be a loss of a yard, so a 2nd and 11 coming up now for the Hounds.
And that right there is how you stay in your gaps. And they're going to do some misdirection stuff in the backfield, and as the D lineman, you just stay in your gap and just worry about that. You don't go chasing all those fakes. And great job on that play.
So see if they can stay stout here and stop this great rushing attack from the Greyhounds. 2nd and 11. It'll be a handoff to Kettering. He's going to go far side. He's got good blockers out in front of him. He's being chased. And he'll get about a yard. Maybe, yeah, he gets out to about the 50, so a pickup of 2. Bring up a 3rd and long situation now for Wilmington. Gavin Moses in on that. And company, Jake Causer over there. Gavin McCurvey, Aiden Bliss. That was a tackle by committee.
Yeah, this is a huge play here in the game. Don't get faked out by the misdirection. Cornerbacks, safeties have to be aware of the possible pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see if they can stay home. It's going to be a 3rd and 9 officially from the 50. Mitchell-Tree off. We'll have Miller in the backfield. Kettering in motion. It's going to be a pass from Voskuhl. He's looking downfield to Zeitner. It's knocked away. Pass intended for Miller. It's knocked away by Isaac Postlethwaite. So way to stay home there from Postlethwaite. Knock that down. It's going to be a 4th and 9 now.
Yeah, so decision time, but I think they're going to punt.
Not take it back, but typically, you'd think, the 50-yard line, they're going to go for it, but yeah, I agree.
And here it is on replay. Watch number 6.
Drops back. Good job.
Yep, way to stay home there by Isaac. So it will be a punt now. It's going to be Wesley Voskuhl, the quarterback / punter. We will have Vayu back deep. He's inside the 15. High snap. It's going to be a short, high kick. It's going to bounce at the 25. Picked up by Vayu. Out across the 25 to the 30. 35. Stops to try to make a man miss, and it'll be drugged down by Mitchell-Tree out at the 37-yard line. So no harm, no foul on that fumble from Bliss. The defense answers and stops the Hounds. So now we'll see if the Gators can respond.
Yeah, I think the Gators just got to calm down. If they're able to put one on the board here, touchdown makes it 8-point lead. If they can get that extra point or 2-point conversion, then it makes it a 2-score game.
Right.
That puts Wilmington back on their heels. They're not a quick strike offense, although they showed on a couple plays there. Mitchell-Tree, shooting the gaps and just off to the races.
So the play coming in, it will be Bliss alongside Phil Hart to his left. Well, Funk down low, Will Fong up high. It'll be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to go far side, meets a tackler, breaks the tackle, still churning them legs out across the 40 to the 43. So a gain of 5. Good gain on that run from Aiden Bliss. He was met almost immediately, so it was a great to pick up anything.
Yeah, and Bliss is obviously a tough runner and earns every yard he can get, but I think maybe it's time to go back to Vayu.
Yep.
You know, you think that Bliss is going to get it, run a little misdirection with Vayu.
Yeah, you've had a lot of that Bliss train power. You know, maybe you give it to Kellen. He's got that speed. He can get slippery. So still that 4-4 defense from Wilmington. It's going to be a handoff to Vayu. He's met in the backfield and wrapped up. Big loss. Tackle made by Danny Leonard. That's going to be a loss of 5, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 situation now for the Gators. Boy, he just broke right through. That really didn't even have a chance. See it here on replay. Yeah, he was right there immediately. Just broke through. Good job by Danny Leonard. We've called his name a few times tonight. So 5:40 to go here in the third. Gators still on top, 22-20. 3rd and 9 coming up from the 39-yard line. It'll be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to cut up the middle. Good gain, churning those legs out across the 45 to the 46. So a 4th and manageable. It'll be a 4th and 2.
I thought the spot was a little questionable there. Could have used an extra yard.
So definitely manageable situation now for the Gators at the 46-yard line. I'm not used to the close games here. This is kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So Phil Hart into the backfield. He'll toss it to Bliss. He's got Yuso out in front. He's got to get the corner. He will. Out across the 50. Let's see where they mark him out. He's going to have the first down anyway. They will mark him at the 49-yard line. So a first down, Port Allegany on that Bliss end-around run. Here's the replay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. He really had to stretch that thing out to the side.
Yeah. Yuso Young pulling around the side here. Just gets enough of a bump there. That's all Bliss needs.
So 1st and 10 now for the Gators from their own 49-yard line. Under 5 to go. I formation, Bliss in the fullback position. Vayu behind. It'll be a handoff to Vayu. He dances around, gets a couple, maybe out to midfield, so a gain of about 1 on that Vayu run.
There's a guy from Wilmington just shooting in there before Phil Hart even gives the ball to the running back. I don't know if he's following the pulling guard and just kind of shooting in there.
Yeah, they're definitely disrupting the tempo of those exchanges in the backfield. So we'll have Funk up high, Wilfong down low, I formation. It'll be a handoff to Bliss. He's up the middle. Still churning them legs. He's still on his feet. And he'll get out to the 42-yard line, short of the line to gain. It'll be about a 3rd and 1 now. So a good run there from Bliss. Again, manageable situation.
Yep.
That was a good push from that offensive line. Like you were just saying, they would come crashing. But I think you're right. They're following that pulling guard around the end. It leaves a little bit of vulnerability on this side.
So they've got Funk split way out. They've got Vayu in the slot. He's wide open.
It's going to be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to go right up the middle, out across the 35-30, 25-20, 15, still dragging, out and down to about the 3-yard line, and a flag. That's going to be a horse collar or a face mask. Great run.
Half the distance, which isn't far, but...
right, they'll put him at about the 1.5. Here's the replay on your screen. Good run from Bliss. He had blockers downfield. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the face mask. That was on Zeitner, number 17. So that's going to put the Gators even closer. Boy, I think he's wrapped up, and then he, breaks out, and then he got 5 guys hanging on him. He's still going.
Yeah. He gets stronger in the second half, I think. And the defense just kind of wears down. I mean, that's got to be that's a tall task to try to tackle him all day long.
So it'll be, again, the I formation. Funk out wide. Wilfong here near us. It's going to go to Vayu's in. Touchdown, Gators. Kellen Vayu walks in untouched. So the Gators will extend their lead now 28-20 with 3:28 to go in the third quarter. Whew, another sigh of relief every time.
Where are those paper bags that we can breathe in? Holy smokes. Now these 2 points are huge.
Yeah, yes.
So it's an 8-point game.
Right. I mean, if you had gotten those other ones, it would be a 10-point game right now. But yeah, let's concentrate on this again. The same
right up the
stampede.
middle.
It's going to be Bliss again, up the middle, on touch, gets the 2-point conversion. Gators on top of the Hounds, 10 by 10, 30-20. So it's now a 2-score game, so a little bit of breathing room here for the Gators, but certainly not out of reach for this Wilmington offense.
Whew.
So we'll see Aiden there, met by his partner in crime, the other part of the two-headed monster, Tristan Kaiser, as he comes off the field. Obviously, Tristan not playing tonight after last week's injury up in Bradford.
Yeah, for anybody that didn't watch last week, Kaiser had a heck of a game. He had a long run up the sidelines for a touchdown. He cut back at one point, which we commented, which he typically doesn't do. He just takes off like a missile. And on that play, he cut back, great weaving run. And then later in the game, he went to do it again, and just, turf doesn't always give the way, grass does when you make a cut. And he put his foot in the turf, went to make a cut, just went down, and we've all felt so, I know the whole community's felt bad that he's not able to play in this game. He's had a phenomenal year.
As we have time, we'd like to shout out our camera guys, Dan Funk, Daniel Morey, and Jason Stake, out in the cold, rainy weather. Rain has moved off, but it's still damp. We're here in a heated press box. It's about 74 degrees in here. The heater blasting on us, but I really want to thank those guys, for braving the elements tonight and getting these great camera shots. So obviously none of this would be possible without them and our two great technical directors. It's going to be picked up by Zeitner. Out across the 25 to the 30. He's still going out across the 30, almost to the 40. Brought down by Chase Boyd, number 13. So Zettner has a really good return, sets the Hounds up at the 40-yard line. Yeah, also our technical directors here, Dave Bartlett and Jason Okerlund. They do all the setup and tear down. Carrie and I basically just stand aside and ask if there's anything we can do. They do a fantastic job seeing all the graphics, the scoreboard on camera, switching between the cameras. So the unsung heroes, but we obviously we really appreciate all these guys here down with us. So it'll be a pitch to Mitchell-Tree. Up the middle and really going nowhere, dropped. That was McCurvey and Postlewaite on the tackle, so a gain of about 1.
I was going to say, what's the opposite of unsung? Are these guys are sung, or I don't know what that means, but hey, they do a great job. What time did you guys get here? Just for a 7 o'clock game.
For a 7 o'clock game, I think we pulled in at about 4:30-ish.
That's remarkable. I'm going to get home at midnight.
Yeah.
And then all the time that went in this week for these graphics. I mean, AI doesn't make these. Jason Okerlund and Dave Bartlett make these.
Mitchell-Tree again. He's going to be wrapped up. Good. Oh, the ball's loose. Fumble on the play. The Gators look like they have it. We'll see. Waiting for the official call. That ball was popped out by from Mitchell-Tree. Let's see. And it's Port ball. They recover the fumble. So they turn it over now. That's 2 turnovers apiece.
Yeah, that's a game changer right there. Now, 10-point lead. Oh, Jake Causer came up with a fumble.
Nice. Good job, Jake. We've been calling his name all night. So the Gators in business, in Hound territory at the 42-yard line.
And this is where the Gators thrive. Just, second half, just, keep pouring it on.
Yeah, just start wearing these guys down, just methodically pounding the ball with Bliss, adding in some Veyu. So out of the shotgun is Phil Hart. Bliss behind him. It'll be handoff to Bliss. He's going to a big hole out across the 35, 30, 25, 20. One man to beat, 15, 10, 5. He's pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line, 4-yard line.
What a hole there.
Oh, I thought he was gone. Good, great run from Aiden Bliss. Puts the Gators in business.
Let's check out the replay on that. Wow, nice hole right off the. Neely nails his guy. Causer's working downfield. Wilfong's working downfield. Great job.
21. That is Michael Mistretta forces him out for the Hounds. So good for him for chasing down Aiden. Not many people can do that. It'll be another I formation with Bliss and Vayu. Wilfong near side, Funk high side. 4-4 defense from the Hounds all night. Hand off to Vayu. He's going to cut it up inside. Brought down at about the 2, so a gain of 2. 2nd and goal now. I think he just got kind of tripped up. I think the hole was there. I think just somebody grabbed his foot when he went through.
One thing I noticed with Vayu all year long, he always falls forward. Like he's never falling back. He's always falling forward for an extra yard or 2.
So again, the I formation. 152 to go here in the 3rd. Gators on top by 10, looking to add to that lead. It'll go to Bliss. He's in. Touchdown, Gators. Aiden Bliss again. Gators up now 36-20 on the Wilmington Greyhounds. A nice little hurdle there he added.
Yeah, I'm waiting to watch this replay here on screen. Great camera work by Jason Stake down there on field. Good switching by Jason Okerlund, switching camera views here. Dave Bartlett.
All right, so the Gators will go for 2 again. They'll go up by 18. That'll make it a 3-score game. Same Stampede formation. It'll be Bliss. He is in. 2-point conversion good for Aiden Bliss. 38-20 now as the Gators start to wear down this Hound defense.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've watched it all year long, and I mentioned it last week, kind of joking, but man, if there's some college recruiters out there, I hope they're watching this game because, I know there's a ton of great players out there, but Aiden Bliss is as tough as they come. I'd be calling Carson Neely already too, but he's already signed for Clarion to wrestle. But man, just some phenomenal players on this team.
While we have time, I'd like to give a shout out to Nancy and Terry Johnson watching over in Smethport. Shout out to Vinny Bayancuzo over in Bahrain. It's 4 a.m., but he's tuning into the Gators. Lisa Dunkel from Rowlett. Jason, Pam, Micah, and Sutton Krantz watching from Belfont and State College tonight. Got one from Beth Naylor. The VMI is cheering the Gators on to victory.
So I got one here, Trinette Brewer watching from Portville, Terry Gleason, and Barry Batshaw.
Nice.
Barry's referee at, a lot of the games we go to.
Mac Tanner down in South Carolina. Doug Williams from Rowlett. And Carson Tubbs watching from Austin. Forrest Nauer, my cousin, watching from Panama City, Florida. It'll be a kickoff from Funk, a low-line drive. It's going to go to Zeitner again. He'll pick it up at about the 10, across the 15 to the 20, 25, 30, 35, and taken down. A good return. Ends up being taken down by Nick Wilfong. So again, the Hounds start in really good field position out at the 42-yard line.
The winning 50-50 ticket tonight worth $120, number 9974.
Jason Okerlund's Uncle Dick and Aunt Deb watching from Florida. Justin Cochran watching from Philadelphia. So 1:39 to go. Hounds back on offense. 1st and 10 from the 42. It'll be a high snap. Mitchell Tree handles it and goes nowhere. Met by Bliss, Tarbox, and Postlethwaite. So a no gain on that run. A high snap. Good for Mitchell Tree for being able to keep his hands on that. We've seen how slick the ball is tonight. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yes, we're getting down to crunch time here. Third quarter winding down. You've got a story queued up from 2022. We're enjoying the 2024 version.
Yeah, we sure are. So to be Mistretta, it's going to go to Mitchell Tree. He is wrapped up quickly. No gain on the play. I see Carson in on that. Carson and Yuso and Ethan. So no gain. We're under a minute to go here in the third. It'll be a big 3rd and 10 coming up here for Wilmington.
See McCurvey getting up a little gingerly. Credit to these guys for battling out here tonight. Cold temperature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get snow all over the place except for the field. Again, kudos to the grounds crew here at DuBois. It's going to be a pass from Voskuhl. He's looking for Zeitner. He's going to heave it downfield. Overthrown. There's a flag. That's going to be on Kelvin Burgess. He held Zeitner. That was overthrown, probably catchable. But, yeah, pass interference. I saw that as soon as he cut through the middle. Watch this. Here it's going to be the high safety, number 5. Yeah. That's too bad.
Better to do that than let him catch it and run for a touchdown. So.
Yeah, give him a free 15 instead of the touchdown. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Hounds from the Gator 48. 28 seconds to go here in the third. And there's going to be a stoppage. It's going to be a official's timeout.
Is that all the farther they got on that? It just seems like a pretty inconsequential penalty.
Right. So no, they're going to move that. That was not near enough.
I was gonna say something to Barry Batshaw watching at home and say, hey, did they get that right?
So it will be actually the 43-yard line for Wilmington, 1st and 10.
We'll shout out Bo and Brandy Shively and kids watching from Rome, New York.
It's going to be another pass. He's going deep again. Overthrow. He overthrew Zeitner. That's his favorite target all year. And that ball was sailed out of bounds.
Yeah, nice pass.
Yeah, good pass. Covered by Burgess.
I think if you're the cornerbacks, you got to change your focus and know that you're up by 18 points, and that this team might run 95% of the time, but that's gonna change now. They've got to get some quick strikes. So, play pass first, and if it's an obvious run, you come flying up. But
so 23 seconds to go here in the third. We'll have Zeitner near side. That's the favorite target. We'll see a little bit of motion. It's going to go to Mitchell-Tree. He's going to cut it up. Past post away and wrapped up by Bliss. There's going to be a flag after the play. There was a shove. That came from Kettering. But Yuso and Aiden on the tackle. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike on Kettering. Yep, that's against Wilmington, so that'll back them up. So back up the Hounds. So it will be, let's see if it's a third. It's going to be a 3rd and long, very long now.
Yeah, that's a dagger to your drive.
So it's going to be a 3rd and 25 now. 3rd and 21.
So cornerbacks just gotta be thinking pass. Defensive line, obviously, stay in your gaps. Don't go flying for the quarterback and give up a big, wide gap.
Right.
So looks like McCurvey comes off and Hauver goes back on, so they're going to go 2 safeties, 2 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter with Port Allegany on top of the Wilmington Greyhounds, 38-20 with 1 quarter to go here in this quarterfinal game. Let me find my story here. Okay, we're going to jump in the not-so-way-back machine to the 2022 quarterfinals as Port played Reynolds. They played District 10 champion Reynolds, who was coming off their 3rd straight district title up at Parkway Field in Bradford. The Gators opened up the scoring with 8:12 to go in the first quarter on a 3-yard run from Blaine Moses, but the Gators would miss the extra point and lead 6-0. Reynolds would nearly answer back on the ensuing possession, driving down to the Gators' 7-yard line, but a holding call would kill the drive. Port would start to pull away in the second quarter when Drew Evans connected with Blaine Moses for a 17-yard touchdown. Noah Archer would add the 2-point conversion, giving the Gators a 14-0 lead. Evans would add another touchdown with a 15-yard quarterback keeper with 2:55 to go in the half. Moses adds the 2-point conversion. The Gators would turn the Raiders away before halftime with the help of 2 key sacks. They go in at the half, leading 22-0. The Gator defense would force a turnover on downs to start the second half and would only need 3 plays to score when Drew Evans connected on a 45-yard touchdown pass to Noah Archer to make it 28-0. The Gators would recover on a fumble on the next Raider possession, and Archer would add a 6-yard touchdown run to put the Gators firmly in control 35-0. Reynolds would finally get on the board with 3:12 left in the third quarter on a Braden McCloskey 17-yard touchdown pass to Hayden McLaughlin, making it 35-8. Port would add another touchdown with 6:02 to go in the game on a Blaine Moses 10-yard run. Blaine would surpass 1,000 yards in the season in that game. Port wins 42-8 and would move on to the state semifinals to play the Union Scotties. Got that in just in time, Kerry.
Yeah, great job. Getting good at this.
Yeah.
So 2 safeties, two corners.
It's going to be another pass from Voskuhl. He's going to be pressured. He's going to have to roll. He's going to be chased down. He gets the ball away. It's almost caught in and out of the hands of Mitchell-Tree. He was going to be short of the line to gain, but right through his hands, so a 4th and 21. Boy, I thought they had him a couple times in the backfield. Let's see here on the replay. Right there, Yuso diving. I thought he had him. Who's in tow? Ethan. Yeah, hit it. A good pass.
So I know we have some members of that 2012 team at home watching. Nick Conway, Tice Miller, Nick Budd. And they were a terrific team. We always say we don't compare teams, but they scored 669 points their year, and this team just went up to 680.
Wow.
So that's really cool to see.
So a timeout will be taken on the field by Wilmington. They're going to look over this 4th and 21.
And I think I said last week that 2012 team, they sat in the second half many games. They could have scored 100 points on most teams.
Right.
But just really cool to see. I mean, that's what records are made to be broken. So
I'd like to shout out the mayor of Port Allegany, George Riley, watching, and Susie watching from their farm in front of the fire.
Shout out Dave Reed from Cameron County. I got to coach in the little 30 game with him. Had a lot of fun in that.
I think I'm all caught up. Okay.
What? Oh, geez. I was thankful to be coaching with Jason Okerlund. Sorry, you prompted me there. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
So we have 11:53 to go here in the game. Gators on top by 18. A 4th and 21 coming up for the Hounds.
Watch maybe a draw here to.
It's going to be a pass from Voskuhl. He's going to look deep into double coverage. Picked off, but was he out of bounds? It's incomplete. That was Nick Wilfong over there. That'll be a turnover on downs. Port Allegany will take over in Hound territory. It's going to be at the 46-yard line. So great field position to start this drive. The first one of the 4th for the Gators. So we'll see post await come off. We have Wilfong near side, Funk high side.
What did Bliss have at halftime? Just out of
127.
Okay.
So it'll be Phil Hart, and it'll hand off to Vayu. Following Bliss, up the middle. Good hole. Bouncing around. He's carrying guys. They're punching for the ball. The ball came loose, and the Hounds recover. Boy, you saw him punching that ball as they went to the ground.
Yeah.
So Vayu will cough it up, and the Hounds will take over at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Vayu does a great job. He's always fighting for extra yards, and, you just tip your hat to Wilmington there. Just the one guy had him held up, and that was the same guy, 21 there. Kind of had him around the shoulders and then punched at the ball.
Yeah, number 21, Michael Mistretta.
They'll have it with 11:39 to go, taking over at the 34-yard line. Officials are having a bit of a summit. Now we are ready for action.
So they're about to set up. So a 1st and 10 now for Wilmington after that Vayu fumble.
So we can't breathe easy yet.
No, not yet. Still plenty of time left in this game. It's now the third turnover for the Gators. It's going to be a handoff to Mitchell-Tree. Picking and choosing out across the 40 to the 50. And taken out of bounds. He picks up the first down. Forced out by Vayu. So a first down on that Mitchell-Tree run. Joe and Crystal Hefner watching from home.
Big shout out to Greg Oliver. Megan Trim watching from home with the family.
I just got a text from Chris Rossetti. After 3 quarters, he has Bliss at 2:52.
Wow.
So a 1st and 10 now from the 45. It's going to be going nowhere. That was a handoff to Kettering. And big Carson Neely with the takedown, a loss of yardage. It'll be a 2nd and 12 coming up now for Wilmington.
Let's check out that replay. Jason and Dave right on the spot here.
Here it is.
Stay in their gaps and
there he is. Yep.
Eliminate the gap.
It's a way to stay home there by Carson. So a 2nd and 12 coming up. We're under 11 to go. We'll see Mitchell-Tree in motion. It's going to be handoff to Miller. He's going right up the middle, out across midfield. He's going to be wrapped up by Burgess out to the 40. So a big pickup there by Jamie Miller. Picks up a Hound first down. So still a lot of fight in this Wilmington team.
Squeeze in a shout out here. Brad and Marty Beauvais and Willie and Katrina Beauvais and Dusty Bernard with a late shout out. Gene, Jules, and Jackie all watching from Allentown. Thanks for tuning in.
So again, under center is Voskuhl. He is going to pass. He's going to throw it deep again, looking for Zeitner. It's contested, knocked away. Vayu and Hover in the area. He primarily goes to Zeitner every single time.
Yeah, I was going to kind of nudge and say I think they're going this way.
Here's the replay. He was throwing. I mean, they have those 2 safeties.
But Mitchell-Tree comes out of the backfield too, so you need. That's where.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it'll be a handoff to Miller up the middle. He's stopped by Carson. Short gain of about 2. So it'll be 3rd down now, 3rd and 8. 3rd and 9, only a gain of a yard. So Miller joining Voskuhl in the backfield. We'll have Kettering at that high end. Mitchell-Tree here, number 23, closest to us. Zeitner, the lone wide receiver. Voskuhl under center. We'll see Mitchell-Tree in motion. It'll be handoff to him. He's going to go far side, out across the 40 to 35. Wrapped up, short of the line to gain. It'll bring up a 4th down. So we'll see who that tackle was made by. I did not see it.
So big play here.
4th and 2. From the 32-yard line, 9:20 to go.
I'd send Mitchell-Tree on a seam route.
Mitchell-Tree in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Miller. He does not get it. Another stop for this Gator defense. Stop short. A turnover on downs. So again, after a fumble, the Gator defense stands tall and stops the Hounds.
Did you see what I saw there? Mitchell-Tree, watch the way the Gators are playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the play would have been called, I just send Mitchell-Tree deep on the seam route.
Mm-hmm.
Burgess would have had to come over, and maybe he makes the play. But
so Bliss and Postlethwaite in on the stop. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Port from the 32-yard line.
What did Rossetti say Bliss was at?
2:52 at the end of 3. So it's going to be a handoff to Bliss. He's coming our side, stood up at the 35. So a gain of 3. Kettering delivering that hit. So a 2nd and 7 now.
I'll squeeze in a couple shout-outs here. Randy Semino, played ball with him back in the day, one of the best linebackers I ever saw. My brother-in-law, Matt Caio, Lindsay and the kids, Cade and Elena watching. And what else I got here? Jarvis Beauvais, Mandy, Mason, Seth, Evan, and Grace Beauvais from Bellevue, Ohio. I'm all caught up.
I have Kathleen, Brad, and Braylon Busjancic watching from Smethport. Bob Reese and Becca Ingalls. Oh. So a 2nd and 7 coming up now from the 35 for the Gators. 8:52 to go, still hanging on to that 18-point lead. So Bliss in the backfield to Phil Hart's right. We'll have Will Fong down here near side. Let's see what's going on. Refs give the go-ahead now, so Bliss will switch to Phil Hart's left. It's going to be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to come our side. Cuts up the middle a little bit over the 40, so out to about the 39-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 2. Clock still ticking.
So 3rd and short here. This is, advantage Gators. Do you go for it on 4th down?
Oh, absolutely.
Just try to finish the job here.
So the Gators look like they're going to go out of that I formation with Bliss as the fullback, Vayu behind. Wilmington staying in that 4-4 defense. They have not changed out of that. So we'll go to Bliss. He's going to go up the middle. Met almost immediately, churning those legs. Still going, still fighting. Out across the 45 to the 46. He'll pick up the first down, tackled by Freddie Zeitner. First down Gators as that clock still ticks. We approach the 7.5-minute mark.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge first down there.
Yeah,
look at him battle here.
Yeah, he's met almost immediately. But just churns those legs.
Maybe a face mat? No. Just got him up around the
collar there. Sorry, Cam Kettering on the tackle instead of Zeitner. So 1st and 10 now for the Gators at the 46. It'll be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to get tripped up, dives ahead, so he does pick up some. He was tripped up in the backfield, gain of about 3.
That might have been off to the races there.
Yeah, I think he was. If he wasn't tripped up, that was like a shoelace tackle. Yeah, I think he was going to, I don't want to say maybe go the distance, but he was going to get a good chunk of yards.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that Bliss in one of the interviews, just said that our team is built to wear teams down.
Yeah.
And this is where we've seen it all year long. To get 250-plus yards in a District 9 versus District 10 game is just outstanding.
Yeah. And, credit to those offensive linemen. Aiden always gives them credit when we interview him. It's going to be a toss to Vayu. Breaks a tackle out across the 50 to the 45 and brought down close to the line to gain. That's going to be very close. And they're going to give him the first down. So first down run from Kellen Vayu. And he'll be at the 44-yard line. 6:13 to go here in the game. It's a good run there from Kellen. Shed a tackler.
Yeah, and like I said, always falling forward.
We'll have Funk down here near side as a receiver. Will Fong up high. It's going to be Phil Hart out of the shotgun with Bliss behind him. Another handoff to Bliss. He's going to go up the middle, out across the 40. He falls forward out to the 37-yard line. So a gain of 6.
Yeah, at this point, you just kind of want to, not saying the game's over, but just want to keep everyone healthy.
Right.
Bliss, last game against Red Bank Valley, he just looked absolutely gassed towards the end, but just kept powering over guys. And there's a little over 5 minutes to go here.
I'm hearing our colleagues from 96.7 down here, they have Bliss at 275 right now. 5 minutes to go in the game. It's going to be a handoff to Bliss. Up the middle. Gets rolled forward. He's going to be very close. I think he's going to be short, out to about the 35. So to bring up a 3rd and inches. Carey doing a little bit of math here.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was, but I just wanted to double check. So 28-71 roughly throw on a couple more yards there.
Also want to throw out the Mitchell family watching from Port Allegany. I formation, handoff to Bliss up the middle. Gets the first down. Still churning out across the 30 down to about the 29. So that should take us under 4. Well, timeout will be, no timeout called. The clock stopped, but that should take us under 4. So a first down run from Bliss.
We had showed that graphic, Brady Collins from Clearfield. Those guys play tomorrow against Thomas Jefferson. And so Brady Collins and Aiden Bliss kind of neck and neck for this single season rushing record for District 9. Bliss came in up 22, I believe, and just throws 275 up here. So I talked to Brandon this week, Aiden's dad, and he said that Brady Collins and Aiden Bliss are friends from wrestling. So kind of cool that they know each other.
Yeah, he was up on him by 25. It's going to go to Vayu. Met immediately by that Hound defense. No gain on the play.
So we wish Brady and the
Bison
luck tomorrow.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson. You go back through and look at state champions through the years, and you see TJ, consistently. So, a tall task for the Bison. Obviously, we wish them good luck. We always like to see District 9 teams go as far as they possibly can. So 3:12 to go now. Gators obviously just trying to run this thing out. Up on by 18. It's going to be a handoff to Bliss. He's going to come our side. Tackle made by Mitchell Tree out to the 21-yard line. So he'll be about a yard and a half short of the first. So about 8 more and he'll be over 300.
We're going to try to do some on-field stuff after the game.
So the Gators will settle in now. 2.5 to go. It'll be a handoff to Bliss. Powers his way ahead. He's going to be close. See where they rule him. He's going to be close to the first. He is going to be short, so to bring up a fourth and very short. As we approach the 2-minute mark here to go in the game. So obviously it does look now, Carrie, I think we can safely say that the Gators are going to win this quarterfinal game against District 10 champion Wilmington. We'll look ahead to next week. The winner of Fort Cherry and Clarendon, the WPIAL champion. Obviously District 7, just a behemoth of a league. It's going to be going to Vayu. Finds a gap out to the 11. Out to the 12. First down Gators, 1:45 to go. So that should all but do it, I think.
Yep, I think we're kneel down territory. I'll just squeeze in the last few shout-outs I have. Greg and Dee Buchanan watching from Florida. Want to wish a happy birthday to Mick Taylor. Jeff Schultze watching from Port Allegany. I think that's all I got. So
Jody Postaway watching from Dallas, Georgia.
Years ago when they made first beat Sharpsville back in 2012, the passing team.
So it does look like they're going to be in victory formation here. We approach the 1-minute mark, 1:10 to go. And I'll let this play clock tick down. There's the kneel down from Phil Hart. So I'll have to do it one more time. But the Gators are going to come away with a quarterfinal victory against District 10 champion Wilmington Greyhounds on a great second half effort by the Gators.
Yeah, what an accomplishment. I don't know what to say. I mean, after I was a stat person back in 2012, and then you just think, man, and then they made it to the Final Four against Clarendon, and you just think, man, I just don't know if we're ever going to be here again. And then 10 years later, we were back again, played Union Newcastle, and then here we are again going against either Fort Cherry or Clarendon. I mean, just what an outstanding team. So much fun to watch.
Yeah, they really are. And that was the final kneel down from Phil Hart. The Gators celebrating as they rightfully should. They will be one of 4 teams left in the West region in the state playoffs. So again, next week to be determined, site and time, and the winner of the Fort Cherry Clarendon game. As we see the final seconds tick off, and it is now official. Port Allegany 38, Wilmington 20. The Gators move on got a little hairy there, Carrie. I know that we were looking for that paper bag you were talking about, and it was exciting, but, turnovers seem to be the key. The Gators fumbled twice, but were able to stop Wilmington. Gators capitalize on Wilmington turnovers. That's the difference.
Yeah, good job by the Gators to respond in the second half. That Gavin Moses interception return was huge, swung the momentum back. Talking about the paper bag. I mean, we're fans first. I mean, we just do this for fun.
Right.
But, man, we are living and dying on every play here, and it's just so much fun. So I think we're going to head down to the field, try to do some on-field stuff.
Yeah, I think so. So if you're on the broadcast, please stay tuned as the Gators shake hands with Wilmington. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. We appreciate you for viewing. Hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss a minute of Gator football or Gator sports action. Please, again, hang with us. Carrie and I are going to try to make our way down to the field and grab a couple players to do an interview. Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you to Carrie Hoffer, Jason Okerlund, Dave Bartlett, Dan Funk, Daniel Morey, and Jason Stake. We're going to take a break. We're going to head down to the field. So, again, please stay with us here, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
You feel tonight?
I'm thankful to play on this team. It's one of the best teams, I think, in district. We push each other and all. We just.
All right, thanks a lot, Gavin. Good job. Congratulations. Great game. Okay, we're here with Carson Neely. Carson, fantastic game. You were all over the place. What's it feel like to win this quarterfinal game and move on to the semifinals?
Man, it's the feeling is just unexplainable, bro. It's like
being able to do this with my brothers, I'm just so happy and thankful, man. I love it.
So we just talked to Gavin. He had an incredible pick six to start the second half. What was going through your head as probably a fan at that point, seeing your brother running into the end zone for a pick six?
Oh wow, that was awesome. I mean, Gavin Moe, he's one of the boys, and just being able to see him experience that tutty was awesome.
That's great. Congratulations next week, winner of the Whippeal. I don't want to look forward, but fantastic game, fantastic season. Congratulations. Go enjoy this tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, we got big Gavin McCurvey here. Gavin, we saw you knocking some guys down, knocking them around. Just beat the District 10 champion, Wilmington. How's it feel tonight?
Well, the feeling's great. I ain't never felt nothing like this before. It's my first Final Four. We can go out there and kick some butt this time now. We're hopefully going to go far now.
Was the weather an issue for you guys? I mean, it's a cold, windy night. We had a little bit of spit and rain, some snow before game. Did that change anything you guys were doing, or you guys were just going pin your ears back and go after these guys?
We were just going after them. That's all we could do, was just go after them. Weather didn't have no effect, I feel like.
Well, congratulations. Good luck next week. The winner of the Whippeal. Fantastic job tonight. Fantastic season. Thanks, Gavin. Okay, we got senior Jake Causer here. Jake, we saw you last night at the soccer banquet. Tremendous night last night. Fantastic night tonight. You made quite a few great tackles. What's going through your head? You're crying. What's going through your head right now?
Honestly, I just want to give all props to God right now. I wasn't expecting to play a lot this game, but with, having to step in and stuff and doing my job and with coach and all these support by all my friends and teammates, and shout out to Gavin on the interception, man. I just wanted to go hug him and give him a big old hug and just, man, it's just glory to God. I'm so happy right now. And it's just like Final Four, so we're just doing our best. We stay humble. We go home next Monday, getting filmed, and we're doing what we're doing.
Okay, so you're coming in here playing a District 10 champion in Wilmington. You guys, we see the other team typically come out hooting and hollering, getting themselves all pepped up. You guys are very business-like. Is that the mindset of this team?
Yeah, it's the biggest thing is for us to start right off the get-go. We trained all week to be able to stay in our lane and to be able to do what we do. We focus to stay in our lane and do what we do. Don't do anything stupid, and everything comes to us. We do our 1/11th. Coach always tells us everything else comes into play, and we do our thing. We come out victorious just like we just did tonight.
Well, congratulations on a great season. Good luck next week against the Whippeal champion. Thanks a lot, Jake. Okay, we have Kelvin Vayu here. Great job running the ball tonight, Kelvin. Weather play a factor in this game tonight. Obviously, the ball, we saw a few turnovers. Ball seemed a little slick. You had a lot of great runs. Tell us what was going through your head through the whole game.
It was just securing the ball. Let up a fumble there at the end, but we pulled it through.
Yeah, we saw them up there. They were really punching at it, trying to get that ball loose. What was going through your head? I asked a few guys when Gavin had that pick six there to start the third.
It was amazing. It really turned the game around.
Yeah, great. How was covering these receivers? Really, you only went to Zeitner, but Voss Gall had a lot of good balls. Did you have any trouble covering these receivers? Or they seemed fast, but you guys were always in tow.
Yeah, coach just told us not to fall asleep. They're going to lull us and then just hit one deep, and I think we covered it pretty well.
I think you absolutely did. I don't want to keep you too long. Go celebrate with your teammates. Congratulations. Good luck next week. Okay, we got Gavin Moses back again. All right, Gavin. I'll basically just give the mic to you, whatever you want to say.
No, you asked me questions.
All right. How we got some seniors here tonight. Big shoes to fill for next year. Going to the Final Four in the West region. How does it feel, with these guys, your brothers, these seniors behind you and supporting you all the way?
This is one heck of a team. I'm just thankful to be able to play on this team. We're in practice every day, pushing each other, just trying to get everybody better, and it paid off in the end.
How do you think the bus ride home is going to be?
It's going to be chaos. We're going to be a lot of yelling.
What do you have to say to your coaches? I mean, Coach Binkowski's done a fantastic job with this program. These guys whipped you guys into shape. I think every time we interview somebody, you guys give a lot of credit to your coaches. What do you got to say to your coaching staff here tonight?
One of the best coaching staffs I know around. I'm just thankful to be a part of this and have them as our coaches. Yeah, they're strict on us, but helps us every day and pushes us to be a better team and players.
Well, it obviously works. I think we got a few others waiting for us, so if you want to come back a third time, we'll see.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we have the Phil Harts here. We have quarterback Brennan and lineman Tyler. Brennan,